right, let's talk about the New England Patriots here for a little bit. Look, obviously, Patriots fans, as you are very well aware, you have your new head man and Coach Mayo. Now the big question is who's going to lead this offense going forward? Mayo coming from the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, I think the defense will be relatively the same, maybe some minor tweaks here and there, but the overall structure and design of the defense is probably going to be the same as it probably should be. New England had a good defense last season, but the offense, as you guys are very well aware of, has been absolutely atrocious. So finding the right offensive coordinator is critical for New England. And based on some news involving the Patriots looking for their next OC, I think they may have stumbled upon the perfect hire for them. Let's go into the news and we'll talk about it more on the other side. This is from Pat's Pulpit. The New England Patriots plan to interview Detroit Lions passing game coordinator Tanner Engstrand for the opening, as first reported Friday by NFL Media's Ian Rappaport. Engstrand, 41, played quarterback at San Diego State and began his coaching career as a graduate assistant under Jim Harbaugh, big name there, at the University of San Diego in 2005. He went on to serve as a running backs coach, quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator, and assistant head coach during his Toreros tenure before joining the Michigan Wolverines as an offensive analyst in 2018. An XFL stint as offensive coordinator for the DC Defenders followed before Engstrand entered the NFL ranks. Starting on Detroit staff as an offensive assistant in 2020, he was promoted to tight ends coach in 2022. His position group set a franchise record that campaign by combining for 12 touchdown receptions in the process, and in a first for league history, 3 different tight ends notched multi-touchdown games by year's end. The title of passing game coordinator arrived in 2023 for Engstrand, obviously this past season, who previously took on added responsibilities in that lane. All right, here's why I think this is the perfect hire for the Patriots if they can pull it off right now. And I think right now, based on some rumors, Engstrand's one of the leading candidates to be the next offensive coordinator. I love finding not head coaches, but coordinators that come from smart coaching staffs, right? It's really hard to pick a new head coach from a great staff and say, oh, I think he'll be able to transplant that system and that strategy to our entire team. As Patriots fans, you've seen from your assistants, that doesn't work out very much. But what does work out historically is taking young assistants that work for great coordinators and play callers, and you can usually transplant that strategy and keep that side of the ball to another team. A great example of this has been throughout the better part of last decade, Kyle Shanahan as a play caller and offensive coordinator. His assistants on the offensive side of the ball go on to do great things. You look at Sean McVay, you look at Mike McDaniel, you look at Matt LaFleur, right? Because they come from and they're able to take that Shanahan scheme and transplant it, the way that strategy, the way Shanahan really approaches things, and transplant it on their respective offensive strategies. Ben Johnson, the current offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, is at the same level as Kyle Shanahan. He is that good of a strategist. He's that good of a play caller. Taking a guy like Engstrand and putting him on the Patriots side as the offensive coordinator, I think will allow the Patriots to transplant that Lions offense, which is really well designed. It's an incredibly smart, intelligent offense, and put it on New England. I think could be exactly what the Patriots need. I would love this hire for New England. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are, but first, Patriots fans, let us know in the comment section below. Who do you want to be the next offensive coordinator of New England? Is it Engstrand? Is it somebody else that you have in mind? Let us know whoever you want to be the next OC for the Patriots and put them in the comment section below. But Miles, what do you think of this potential hire by New England and just everything they're doing right now?
I think it's great, and I think the reason you mentioned just his relationship as Johnson potentially being the next Shanahan, the next McVay offensive mind, you got to go ahead and get their assistants while they're still an undervalued commodity. I think that's a great
Good point.
reason. But number two, and something a lot of people might not think about, and it could be a little bit trivial, but I put some weight into this, is we look at what Engstrom coached. He coached tight ends, a position that is traditionally very important to Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell being a tight end, he values the tight end position very, very much. So for a guy to be able to get into that position on this Lions team, I think Dan Campbell had to put a lot of stock into him, a lot of belief into his abilities. And obviously, with that belief, we see the, I'd say, overwhelming success at the position. The Lions have had a few with Hawkinson. Hawkinson was very good when Hawkinson left. Sam Laporta, obviously a monster. So this is a position that has thrived. And when have the New England Patriots been best? When they utilize the tight end position to its full potential. They do have a couple of weapons at the tight end position that I think have been underutilized. When you look at Hunter Henry, when you look at Mike Gesicki, that people probably even forgot was on the team because he's really been underutilized as well. I think that this is a New England Patriots team. They could use a guy with an offensive mind like that that has a lot of tight end, in his game plan. I think that would really benefit a team like the New England Patriots. But I think overall, this guy is going to be a really good offensive mind. I think it's going to be really tough to get him, but I think this seems like a very good match. And who else would, for Engstrom, from his point of view, why would you not want to come to England and be the successor to Bill Belichick? If you're able to have any success, it looks really good on you to come in. New England's had a couple of down years and be the guy to be able to turn it around. So I think overall, just a really good situation for everybody coming in.
And especially when you look at Engstrand, the fact that in his career, he's coached basically every position group. Tight end, look, it's a hybrid between receiver and offensive line, but you have to learn offensive line play. You have to learn running schemes. You have to learn pass protections to be a tight ends coach. So, Engstrand knows that. He obviously knows the quarterback position. He was the passing game coordinator, so you better believe he knows a lot about wide receivers, route combinations, things like that. Was a running backs coach too. So this is a guy who literally has coached in one way or another every offensive position on the field, which allows him to structure a complete offense, which is exactly what the Lions have been the past couple seasons. And since his promotion to passing game coordinator, it's important to understand the Lions were a really good passing offense in 2022. They were ranked 6th in the NFL. This year, with Engstrand becoming the passing game coordinator, they've got even better with pretty much the exact same personnel. They went from number 6 to number 2 in the entire NFL. So Engstrand, in his own right, is a very good coach, is a quality coach. I think this would be the perfect hire for the New England Patriots. I think if they pull this off, and I believe they will, I think it's just a natural good fit that I think both Mayo and the Kraft family would 100% get behind. I think this would be a huge move for New England and the first step in riding the course for a team that, frankly, we're used to seeing win a lot of games. And if they get this hire right, I think there's a chance they return to competitiveness very quickly.